Cameron here. So in this video, I wanted to share a quick idea for a way to connect positions using a simple physical movement. So one of the most frequently asked questions I get from students is some version of how do I break out of the familiar scale positions and start creating more interesting lines? A lot of players feel like they're kind of stuck in a rut sometimes because we often learn our scales in a positional way on the instrument. And I've made other videos on this channel about some ways to kind of break outside of the box, so to speak, but this idea is a little bit different. So when I explain this concept, at first you might be shocked at how basic and simple it seems, because it is quite simple, but it can be very effective when applied to your lines. And you may be surprised at how much of a difference it can make in the types of phrases and ideas that you come up with. So first I'll explain the concept to you, and then I'm going to show you a few licks that specifically incorporate this technique in a musical context. So let's get right into it. Okay, so let's start with a basic 3-note per string scale position. So for this video, we'll keep everything in A mixolydian. So let's say that we're here at the 5th position, okay, and our scale shape looks like this. So here is a way that we can kind of start to break out of that and start to connect that position to other positions. So the idea here is that we're going to play a group of 2 outer notes on a single string, then shift and play another group of 2 outer notes. So let me show you what I mean. So first, what do I mean when I say outer notes? Well, if we have 3 notes per string, we can label them as a low note, middle note, and high note on each string. Okay, so the outer notes are going to be the low and high notes on each string. Okay, so if we're ascending, at some point when we want to shift to another position, what we can do is we can play the low note and then the high note, then shift to the next position and do the same thing. Low note, high note, like that, and then continue playing along in this position. Okay, and then at some point if we wanted to shift out of that, like let's say we get to here, then right here we could play that same pattern. So again, it's like 2 outer notes followed by 2 more outer notes after a shift. So we get this little kind of crawling up the fretboard motion, like. Okay, so. So if we're descending, we can do the same thing backwards. So if we're in this position, and let's say that we're descending through a scale, at some point, if we want to do this motion, we can play 2 outer notes and then shift downward and play 2 outer notes again. So we get kind of a crawling down the fretboard motion, right? So, and then continue playing in that position for a while. Then we can do the same motion again. So it's a very simple idea, and it's a very simple movement. Again, that's the movement when you're ascending. You're playing 2 outer notes, the lower one first, then the higher one. And then you're shifting up and doing that same motion again. Okay, and when you're descending, it's the same thing in reverse. You play the higher one first, then the lower one, and then you shift down and do it again, and that puts you into a new position. Okay, so this can be implemented anywhere that you want to change positions. So it can be fun to make it a point to try to inject this technique into your lines, and just notice how it can start to change the way that you phrase. So I'm going to give you a few licks now. I'm going to play these over an A dominant 7 chord. So these are all going to be based on A mixolydian. And these licks are all going to contain these motions, both ascending and descending. So first I'm going to play them up to speed, and then I'm going to play them slowly for you, and see if you can spot the places where I'm incorporating this technique. And if you want to get the tabs for these licks that I'm about to show you, I'll leave a link in the description where you can download them for free. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed it. As always, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you're notified of new videos I put out when I put them out. And smash that like button and leave a comment below. And of course, if you want to get more in-depth instructional material, you can head to my website, CameronAllenMusic.com/tutorials. I'll leave a link in the description. See you next time. Cheers.